Today we're going to pit 4 full-size handhelds up against one another. Let's get to it. Going into 2024, we're experiencing a handheld gaming boom. Valve, Asus, Lenovo, and OneXFly have all released devices this year, but you're only going to buy one. They all have their strengths and they all have their weaknesses, but in a head-to-head matchup, which one gets your money? Let's go to the tail of the tape to learn a little about the contenders. The Steam Deck OLED is an updated version of the original Steam Deck. Along with a new OLED HDR screen, Valve fine-tuned just about everything else for this hardware refresh. The ROG Ally was the first big-name company to step into the Windows handheld market. Asus came out swinging with an absolute competitor. The Legion Go is Lenovo's heavyweight here. The big screen isn't the only main attraction on this one. And finally, we have the OneXFly from OneXFly. It's the smallest of the bunch, but also quite possibly the most powerful. Let's go over the rules of this match. Each round covers one of the following categories: portability, user experience, display, performance, versatility, battery life, power punches, price, and final note. These categories will be described at the start of each round. There's a 10-point must system in effect. At least one contender will get a 10 in every round, but it doesn't have to be sequential. So at least one contender has to get a 10, but it's possible for the rest to get 5 that same round, and that also covers the next rule. There can be tie scores given per round. And finally, this is all subjective opinion and is meant for us to have some fun here. So be sure to let us know your ranking in the comments. And with that, let's get this fight underway.
Round 1.
Portability is all about the category of device here, handheld. You're probably going to be carrying these things around, so how do they match up? Going by weight and dimensions actually makes this one pretty easy. The Steam Deck and ROG Ally are fairly similar, but the Ally has a slight edge over the Deck. The Legion Go is just a bit larger all around, which unsurprisingly makes it the heaviest of the bunch as well. A true heavyweight. The OneXFly takes this round without breaking a sweat. Not only is it the smallest of the bunch, but it's borderline pocketable. Well, cargo pant pockets maybe. Round 1 goes to OneXFly.
Round 2.
User experience is all about how the software experience comes together. The Steam Deck UI is best in class, and even rivals the major consoles. There's an incredible amount of user control here. Not only that, but you can also manage all your system updates in this UI too. This is a serious 1-2 combo for the Steam Deck. Of the 3 Windows devices, the Armory Crate edged out the other 2 here. Asus has created a fairly consistent experience with their launcher. Legion Space on the Legion Go could be a contender here someday, but as of this matchup, there's still too many little issues here and there. Lenovo can do better. The OneXFly comes in last this round. Their launcher isn't just bare bones, it's also a bit confusing at times. Round 2 easily goes to Steam Deck.
Round 3.
Display is about how things look overall. This was a closer round than it looks here, because all these screens look great. The HDR OLED screen on the Steam Deck looks downright beautiful at times, even though we're still back at 1280 by 800. The ROG Ally doesn't have an OLED screen, but the variable refresh rate and 120Hz support really make a difference. The 8.8-inch screen on the Legion Go is a perfect size. It sounds too big, but once you pick this up and game on it, you'll likely change your mind. The resolution is overkill, but the ratio is excellent for older emulation. The 120Hz support on the OneXFly helps, but there's no variable refresh rate here. Round 3 goes to the Legion Go. The screen size gives it the edge here, and that puts us in a 2-way tie. Or is it 2 two-way ties?
Round 4.
Round 4 was another fairly close round, because these all have instances where they can beat the other devices. Valve continues to do a fantastic job with Proton, but you can still feel the Steam Deck struggle here and there. One of the best things about the ROG Ally are the default presets. You can get a lot of mileage out of just using performance and turbo mode alone with no other tinkering. On paper, the Legion Go should keep pace with the ROG Ally, but it's new, and there's some optimization needed before we see them neck and neck, but it's pretty close. The Ryzen 7840U gives the OneXFly the slight edge here overall. Round 4 goes to the OneXFly, but the ROG Ally breaks out of the tie to take the lead.
Round 5.
Capability is all about the range of games that these things can play. Steam Deck is held back a little here with limits to things like PC Game Pass, Xbox Game Cloud and in-home console streaming, and some easy anti-cheat games. The trackpads actually help extend its capability here with things like older adventure games. All three Windows devices are essentially tied here because you have access to everything: Steam, Epic, GOG, the Xbox app, and easy anti-cheat games. But the trackpad on the Legion Go gives it the upper hand over the other two. Round 5 goes to the Legion Go, and the Ally holds on to its lead.
Round 6.
Battery life may be one of the more controversial categories here, because we're factoring in TDP management and game type. The Steam Deck OLED comes out throwing haymakers and never lets up. With the right mix of TDP and games, we were almost able to hit 9 hours a few times. The ROG Ally is much better now than it was at launch, but we're still seeing about 30 to 40 minutes less than the Legion Go overall. The OneXFly overtakes the Legion Go here in most cases, and we were able to pass the 4-hour mark several times. If this was a boxing match, this would have been a 10-8 round for the Steam Deck, but we have no idea how that should work here, so maybe next time. Round 6 goes to the Steam Deck, but OneXFly retakes the lead.
Round 7.
Power punches are the secret sauce that goes into helping make a device great. The Steam Deck has a huge community, and it's easy to find support. Valve also works directly with some developers to get good Steam Deck support in place, and Valve continues to roll out big updates every few months along with the various updates in between. Asus has a good community these days, and they've responded well to user feedback. The Legion Go packs a big punch here. They may be the new kid on the block, but Lenovo has been pretty responsive to user feedback. But the Legion Go also has some tricks up its sleeve. The kickstand, detachable controllers, and FPS mode really put in the extra effort to try and take this round. OneXFly has no answer to the Legion Go's attack here. Their support is just okay, and the community can be hit and miss depending on where you go. Steam Deck had a strong start to this round, but the Legion Go takes this one with their hardware extras, and that puts us back in a double two-way tie. That doesn't sound right either.
Round 8.
Valve refreshed the Steam Deck lineup, but technically they kept the price the same, so to speak, when they moved the original Steam Deck into a lower pricing tier. So now they have 3 pricing tiers, which is excellent, and all very competitive. The ROG Ally dropped to $599 before Black Friday and has been there ever since. Is it there for good? I don't know, but it's been there for weeks, and it's a great price. The price of the Legion Go is about $100 more than what the ROG Ally was originally at, but there's a lot of additional goodies here for that extra $100. OneXFly was $749 during its Indiegogo campaign, but now it's $950. I simply can't see how they can ask almost $1,000 for what others are offering at hundreds of dollars less, with more features. Round 8 goes to the Steam Deck, and that also gives it the lead going into these championship rounds.
Round 9. Final round.
And this brings us to the last and likely most controversial round of this matchup. The final note. This is as subjective as it gets, but these are things worth considering about each device. The Steam Deck is hard to beat overall, but the lack of native Linux software for things like PC Game Pass, Epic, and some easy anti-cheat games can be a deal breaker for some. The ROG Ally has been our most used device of 2023, but like so many others, our microSD card slot eventually died. There's some posts claiming that much like the Red Ring of Death on the Xbox 360, it's not a matter of if, but when. There are some others out there saying that it might be addressed in the newer units. Regardless, as much as I love the ROG Ally, you have to factor in a failing hardware feature here. The Legion Go was getting a 6 or 7 max here, because there were simply too many glaring issues to give it anything higher. Then Lenovo dropped update 1025. There were so many things addressed for us personally here that it changed how we think about the Legion Go overall. It went from sitting on a shelf to being our daily driver. The OneXFly is in a tough position after that last round. It's hard to recover from that price reveal. But hey, it's almost pocketable and still pretty powerful, just not $1,000 powerful. Round 9 goes to the Legion Go, and that mandatory 10 gives it a surprising come-from-behind win. The current $949 asking price of the OneXFly is a TKO in this matchup. It's hard to call it anything else against these other options. The ROG Ally is $150 cheaper than the Legion Go currently, and if the size of the Legion Go concerns you, then this is the Windows handheld to get. The state of the microSD card slot issue is concerning though, but if you're someone who would never use that in the first place, then it may be a non-factor, but still. And that brings us to the Legion Go. There's a little something for everyone here. The detachable controllers, FPS mode, the kickstand, the trackpad, but it's the 8.8-inch screen that seals the deal for us. We thought it was going to make it too large and too heavy, but it's not. It's close, but it's not. PC games that were too small on a 7-inch screen are very playable here. But the real winners of this fight are handheld PC gaming fans. We have multiple options to choose from that are all packed with technology to make PC gaming on the go better than it's ever been. Do you plan on picking one of these up? If so, which one? Let us know in the comments. And remember, this was just a bit of fun. And that about wraps things up. Please like this video if you found it useful, and subscribe to our channel if you want more content like this. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and we'll chat again soon.